Hi folks, Rob MaximumRD here in the confines of the laundry room. My wife is sleeping, I don't want to disturb her, so here I am. My purpose for this video is to answer a question for Ed. His channel, edt1138, is really cool. You want to check out his channel. He's got a lot of great videos in there. Everything from tutorials, information, from Dreamcast to MAME to arcade games, to a lot of great questions and video responses and tags, and definitely some really great stuff in there. Also, he's very entertaining and fun to listen to, so please check out his channel. Link in the description as always. And now to his question. He had put out a video a little bit before Thanksgiving, and so this comes as a late response, but I decided to do it anyways because it's a good question, and I really had an answer that popped into my head, and I wanted to share it. First of all, like you, Ed, I also have the big giant hands, so like you, I am quite thankful for large controllers, from the original Xbox to Dreamcast to what have you, N64, things like that. I never had a problem with any of those controllers, and in fact I like them. I can pretty much adjust to any controller type, but it seems a lot of those bigger controllers like Dreamcast and original Xbox, a lot of people complained and whined about and had problems and issues with. I never did. I never even came to my mind. I appreciated them very much. So, excuse me. And also, like you, I'm quite thankful for family and subscribers. Obviously, when I started my channel, I had no idea that it would expand to be as broad a subscriber base as I currently enjoy. I mean, I'd be doing videos anyway, sharing, if it was 10 people I'd be sharing with, I'd still be doing this because to me it's kind of a video archive of what I enjoy and my hobby. But I found other people enjoyed that and have fun with it, so definitely I am appreciative and thankful for all my subscribers. But now, to get to the real point of this video, what I'm thankful for, and I didn't read through all the comments, but I'm hoping no one else picked this. It's quite possible, but I try to have a little bit of a different answer and do things a little differently. So I'm going to say one of the things that I'm most thankful for is emulation. Emulation, definitely. It's a topic that there's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of controversy for as far as the legalities and ethics and morals behind it. I'm not addressing any of that. To each his own. I think everyone has to make their own decisions and be their own moral compass, follow their own ethics and code. So I won't get into any of that, but I will say that for me, emulation is something I'm very thankful for because it allows me to experience the times, the memories, relive the nostalgia of times that I was really happy and life was simpler, going back and playing all those arcade classics, obviously in emulators like MAME and even Atari emulator, Stella, things like that. Not only to relive and enjoy all those things, games and titles that I did in the past, but even more so sometimes just the fact that emulation allows me to experience and play all the titles I never got a chance to back in the day. I mean, let's face it, even just focusing on MAME, there's literally thousands of arcade games. And, of course, we all know the most popular ones. Most of us have played, or many of us have played the original Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, Mr. Do, Popeye, what have you, all the Galaxian, all the big ones. But, there were so many obscure titles, and many of which were never even released in Canada or the US, may have been exclusive to Japan. So I'm very thankful that, thanks to emulation, I too can play these games that otherwise I would have never had an opportunity to try. I mean, many times I've gone through the list in MAME of all the titles, and I've, haven't heard of the majority of them. So that's really cool. And the other thing, of course, is when it comes to old computer systems or old gaming consoles, again, looking at the more obscure ones, maybe, I don't even know, it doesn't even come to mind, but just consoles that are more rare and hard to get a hold of nowadays. I mean, of course, there's tons of Nintendo emulators, NES. We can all experience all those. You can pick up an NES on eBay, no problem. But there's some obscure consoles and 80s computers, maybe ones, specifically from the UK or other parts of the world, that are just really hard to find nowadays. And if you do find them, they're hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to purchase. So the reality of actually obtaining one of these things is near next to impossible. But I can run an emulator and play these consoles or 80s computer systems that I may have never even known existed at one time. So that's what I'm really thankful for. Emulation, for allowing me to experience all the games, if even just for a few minutes, and know once and for all what these were like, and imagine what they might have been like to experience firsthand back in the day. Alright, so that's my answer. I'm thankful for emulation. Rob, MaximumRD out. Thanks again, Ed, for the great question, and I'll talk to you later.